Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. I'm just waiting for some people to join and then we will start. So, for those joined, today we're gonna be testing the new fusion deck with Chimera because it has very good synergy. And I decided to stream just for the hell of it, so welcome everyone. Let's watch some duels until everyone joins. You shouldn't think of this as a stealing archetype because, to be honest, the effects, okay, look, the effects of stealing are not as relevant as you think because the only relevant is this one. This one is just to look at the hand. It's good against Vanquishable because most of the deck is compiled of monsters. So basically this has a high chance to steal a monster, and this will almost always steal a monster from the deck. But I'm not playing the third one, because it only steals a monster from the graveyard on your opponent's turn, so by then it's not really great. And even if you go second, stealing a monster from your opponent's graveyard is basically like a worse Diddy Crow. Depending on the matchup obviously, but but these are basically there for link climb and for the bodies just to go for Finsmith and other lines. So you shouldn't be thinking it as a stealing archetype, because I'm not even playing the other fusion because it just doesn't come up as often. So thanks, Panos. So yeah, until some people join, I will just view some games. He's playing Artmegia, so I just want to see that. The fusion monster that requires 3 monsters says once per turn you can look at random 2 cards from your opponent's extra deck and you steal one of them. So, I mean, basically you're just stealing a monster from your opponent's extra deck, but randomly, which is good for link climbing, but there are some awkward scenarios. I also thought of yesterday of the scenario that imagine you're playing against Mermail and you have the one that looks from the hand and steals, and imagine you hit like Barrier Statue and you lock yourself out because your opponent has Barrier Statue in hand. So that was pretty funny, but obviously that doesn't come up. I also don't know if it's optional to steal, so let's read it a bit. This is the one you can do. Okay, you can special summon, so you're not gonna be locking yourself. But it would be pretty funny if it wasn't optional. I guess the same applies to this. Place the rest of the cards on top of the deck. Yeah, it must be fusion. Oh, this doesn't say must first be fusion, so it's a bit of an issue because I was using it most games to special summon it back from the graveyard with Performet or this, but apparently it could be a mistranslation obviously because it's a custom card. But if it doesn't say must first be special summon, it's gonna be pretty awkward because you really want to have this in your field. Actually, I'm gonna show you a game I played with this deck. It's against one of my students in the masterclass on Draco, and you're gonna see like this deck is pretty good. So activate Purule here in case he was playing Kane and Vanquish all. So activating Purule is also very good. He hits me with double Purule. I let one of them go through because the big monsters say that if a card is added to your opponent's hand outside the draw phase, you can special summon it. So by normal summoning this, I give him one draw, so that triggers this one. So you get a free special basically. And that plays around hand traps because if your opponent has blossoms this, then you can special summon this and do Finsmith combo, which is basically full combo for Chimera. So that's why I let one of them go, but I had to ask the other. So he gets to draw, I special summon this, he gets to draw a barrel. This is my list from another video. And basically I'm just looking at his hand for this one. I know he's probably playing Dragon Tail, so I have a high chance to hit monster, but I hit talents, which is fine. And here basically it's Chimera combo, but the new cards are also illusions, so they act as materials. I'm not using this from the hand because I want to basically play through a possible hand trap. So here is basically just Finsmith. And because I went second this match, I can go for game. So I set up Caesar before I do anything else just to play around Nibiru. Then I look at his, I get his as Blossom. And I summon the fusion, I can search this. This one special summons from the deck or from the graveyard if you send it to the graveyard. And yeah, basically just to decay. Game 2, he's gonna put a crazy endboard, by the way. Yeah, it's unfortunate that he used the droll, because now if he adds back the droll, I know that he has it, so it's much easier to play around, because I can just add the cards in the same chain, so droll is not gonna be as useful, so that's why he didn't add it back. Plus he needs the Dragon Tail name. So I draw as Blossom here, which is pretty good for the trap card. Here I'm just basically trying to force this out. So as Blossom the trap card, dodge the Gramiel, and now he has Dragoon, but he has 0 cards in hand. So all I need to do is put Masters in defense so he doesn't activate this, because this one says attack position master, return to the hand, then draw one. So if you put your monsters in defense, he has to force the trap card on his own monsters if he wants to draw for Dragoon. So yeah, I steal his span, and now I can go for the fusion if I want to. But he realized he doesn't have cards in the hand, so he tells me to go back. And now I understand here that he wants to negate this one, but I can force it with talents. I could also basically have this negate this and then talent still pop because it used Dark Magician as material and go for game. But I wanted to show basically what this deck can do going second without talents. Yeah, here I special summon this from the graveyard, which I might be unable to do due to the text, but I'm not sure because it could be a means translation. Here I can just negate the dragon with Desiree, so it loses the attack and attack everything. And yeah, keep in mind that this sideboard was through a dragoon, 2 trap negates, a negate with mule, Chimera, and obviously the primate follow-up. And yeah, all of this, plus I had Lacrima if I wanted to reborn anything, and Berfomet to reborn this one and then go for Finsmith again. So the follow-up is also kinda crazy. Yeah, thank you, Panos. You will be the first one to deal with it when it comes out. So yeah, I'm just waiting for some people to join so we can play. If some of you want to play as well, just join DB and DM me. The name is Manos. I have already done an Art Magia tutorial. You're just not watching the channel, apparently. In Europe, I think we get this archetype in 3 or 4 months from now. So that would be November, October, I think. Which is pretty good because it's at the start of the regional season. And I will definitely play this. I just need to find Nightmare Apprentice again because I sold them to my editor as a payment basically for the thumbnails when they were like 5 euros each, and now they have already skyrocketed to like 15-20 euros. I just hope they will be on the teens. Yeah, but to be honest, Artmegia right now is pretty bad. Because the one thing that annoys me in this deck is that the field spell is supposed to be the best card, and it's insane that there isn't one spell trap that does something in the graveyard other than the trap card. They should have a spell card that said, when this card is discarded, set it back like a White Forest spell, and then the normal effect will be something like add Nart Magia, something like this. It's not even that crazy. White Forest already have that card. But when you fill a deck basically with discard and you're not having good discards in your archetype, this is basically a recipe for disaster because the only way that you can add back is the level 3 spellcaster. And then I guess you replenish some of the advantage with this draw and some other stuff, but it's not really great. Also the fusion, which is supposed to be your boss master because it's an Omni, you summon this as summon 2 or 3, and it doesn't do anything other than just sitting there. So you have to have 2 more monsters, and the monsters can be easily Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell, then this is not even an Omni, and it doesn't do anything. I mean, they should have a fusion that said, when this card is fusion summon, add or special summon something, probably an Artmegia, not Medius. And the new support they announced for the deck is not even that good. It doesn't solve any issues. He, by the way, is playing the deck wrong. He's just putting hand traps and board breakers and is just playing pure. This is not a way to play Artmegia because you're not getting any advantage. Especially with droplet, like you're setting more cards in a deck that discards a lot of cards. So it's just not good. Artmegia White Forest kinda spicy. No, I don't think so. There is not anything to bridge into. Plus, the field spell locks you outside the X deck only to Artmegia, so you're not gonna summon all the good White Forest monsters basically. And there is only one spellcaster in Artmegia, so even if you add it, it doesn't do anything because all it does is adding back from the graveyard in Artmegia. Guardian Chimera in the big 25. Yeah. I think the only way to play Artmegia right now, before they announce a good support, is with Branded. Because Branded can bridge through Medius. And Medius is pretty good bridge with Branded because you can send it to the graveyard a ton of ways, especially with Brand Fusion. And then basically summon it back from the graveyard. That's crazy. And what you can do is play Branded High Spirits. And the good thing about Branded High Spirits now is that you have a good fairy to dump. Because if you open Tragedy, now you have this, which has 25 defense. So now you can do that. Because if you wanted to send this with High Spirits, you should play Construct so far. But now we have an actual in-archetype send, basically. And that's also good for Medius, because if you send Medius and you search basically anything from the brand archetype, then you can summon Medius back after you use the effect. So you can bridge a lot of ways into the branded and Artmegia stuff. Any questions? Yes, if you're. What the fuck did you do? Fuck you, Godoglu. Is brand still good if your name is not Siblulis? Yeah, if your name is Manosaris, brand is still good, yes. Actually, when we were done with the nationals, I went in DB and played a lot of branded, because why the fuck not? And the boards I was breaking were kinda insane. Okay, I don't remember which was against. Ah, this one. Yeah. This is funny. He was at the time top 1 in DB, and I don't remember what he was playing. I think Mitsurugi Raizel. DB moment. Yeah, he was playing like a weird list that was punished by every hand trap deck, but of course he had to play against the board breaker deck. So this is not pure, by the way. I know that you see this, and you think, oh, this is pure. No, this is Rizel, by the way. And I was like, what the fuck? I did not expect this. So basically full combo plus droll, right? At this point, I realized that he's playing Rizel because he was putting 2 level 4s on the field. And I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? Like, he's playing this with Mirror, with Futsu, with the trap card in the main deck. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Chat, vote right now. Do we break this? Can we break this board? Full board with a trap card Omnigate. He has a draw in the hand, but DB is lagging. And double prayers. Do we break this? Opinions on Mitsuorcast. It's good. I think you should also play as a Mina with this. But Mitsuorcast is definitely. I think it will definitely top the NAWSQ this weekend. Definitely. I don't know how many decks, how many people will top with a deck. But I guess we will find out. But I think it's definitely a contender. He did not activate the trap card, by the way. And he activates Droll. So the answer, chat, was yes, we can break this, by the way. And he did not activate Futsu there for some reason. I guess he doesn't have anything because he put it back with Daigust Emerald. Why did he errata this card? DB is bugging a lot. This was not short, this was Fuga, by the way. So that's why he said it. So yeah, to answer your question, okay, you just joined the stream, Carsten. I was playing Chimera, but basically I'm just answering a question because Jaquanto asked if branded is still good if you're not Chiblulis. And I said yes, if you're me, it's still good. Okay, apparently I lose game 2. And game 1 he has 2 useless hand traps and I have everything, so I win, yeah. Oh no, not the Droll and Lockbird in branded. No, what am I gonna do? Okay, I need to find some people to play because they still haven't answered. So if anyone wants to play on DB, I will play Chimera and just DM me on DB. The name is Manos. This. Wait, I just realized they're playing rated and they're on like the fourth match, the fourth game. What the fuck? He's farming points against Artmegia. So this is the way that you climb rated. You find someone that plays Artmegia and you just 4-0 them. Well, at least you're at work and you're watching me, so... Testing, no pendulum, first turn draw, yeah. This is definitely human. Let's try and find someone. Need to get good for Euro. You and me both. What's your opinion on the illusion? Oh man, they're insane. I will definitely play the deck. The ratios are a bit weird. Let me explain a bit. I am playing this fusion spell, and I'm not playing the second fusion because there are some scenarios where you don't always activate this, summon this, steal an opponent's monster and then summon this. So if I break, for example, let's say with only Apprentice and they have hand traps, if you have this plus a name, let's say bad name, like one of these, because these are searchers, you discard them, you try and search, and then if they hand trap for any reason, then you can activate the spell, banishing the illusion and the name, so you can summon this. So this is the only reason this card is in the deck, and not the other fusion, because most of the games I summon this, and I thought to myself like, okay, I could summon the second fusion if I played it, because I can just search this and banish 3 from the graveyard. But this is basically like a hand trap proof card, is as an extender. And if you don't need it, worst case scenario, it's like a bounce for a spell trap, so you can bounce trap cards, continue spells, field spells, which at that meta, which will probably be Draco Tail, Yami, Vanquish all of these decks have at least continue spells and field spells or trap cards that you want to bounce. So this card is still good. This monster is insane. This card lets you play through draw like it's nothing basically, because what you can do is, even if you get rolled, this is 2 monsters on the field, essentially, which, guess what, it means Fiendsmith combo into full Fiendsmith and Chimera engine. So yeah, now this deck has a good way to play around roll, and by adding a counter trap in this deck it's kinda crazy, because the endboard was already good, but it was still kinda breakable. But now if you add the counter trap that it's searchable on top of this, it's pretty tough. I also play basically 8 steel cards, so you can steal your opponent's monster to get a free fusion if you don't open one of these. So yeah. Thank you, Jaguanto. Actually, we can do some test hands, because I don't think I will find decent people to play in customs. Non-competitive, yeah, okay. And then you join with any tier 3-4 deck and they say, oh bro, it's super competitive, it's so good. Okay, I guess this is going second hand. Okay, so this hand is pretty good. I'm sick about that damn Fiendsmith in every deck. Okay, look. It's not like every deck, because in this deck Fiendsmith actually gets you to combo. It's like an extender. It's not a vanilla Finsmith into a Caesar or Desiree. Like, it's not like Rizel, right? It's an extender. It's a Fint extender. It's a Fint deck, so I'm not mad in Finsmith if it's being played like in Jubel, for example. So Finsmith gets you basically to full combo, so why not play it, right? But there are some decks that they don't even need Finsmith and they just put it because this is the way, apparently. So let's do a test hand. So you can summon Sword Knight, and depending in which hand you want to play around, you can also activate this. So let's activate it. We go for Berfomet. Berfomet 1, Gazelle 2. We can search Nightmare Apprentice. And we can send to the graveyard Necrom. And with Nightmare Apprentice we also have a good banish here. Because, discard. Because you have basically the Hekatone, what's it called, that resets from the graveyard. What you could also do with Gazelle is not search this and search a name, but the name will probably be searching by Apprentice. So yeah, I think here we first do the Finsmith combo just to play around Nibiru a bit. DB is lagging a bit, usual stuff. So you go for this. Into the engraver. What you can do here is not activate engraver, just to play around Nibiru even more, because if they nib, you can activate engraver, put back, and then sequence. So here you can put Caesar to play around your hand traps, and from there you sequence a bit this way. So you activate Apprentice. You're gonna search the monster that summons from the deck. This one. And you activate this one. That special summons the monster that steals from the deck. This gets to the deck. So this is gonna steal an opponent's monster, and when you do that, you will tribute with this one, and you will go and summon this. And next, this is gonna search a monster. So you can either, a card. So you can either search the monster that says add a spell trap, or you can just search the counter trap. It depends what you want to do. I think I want to go for a bow and then discard the names are a bit difficult. So I will just add this, and depending on the line I want to do, I will either discard this and reset the spell card, or I will put it to the deck and add the counter trap, because this can do that. And we still haven't activated engraver yet, so we can activate it now. We can put back this one. We can summon this. Then we can proceed with sequence. And sequence can get us into the Berfomet. We can also go for Desiree, but this is not gonna be that good because we're gonna lose interruptions and we want Lacrima with Requiem for the trap card. So we put back Gazelle because it's pretty good, because we will get all of the Gazelles out of the rotation if we have it in the graveyard. So I think we put back Gazelle plus this one could be good, or even this, it doesn't really matter. We'll go for second Berfomet, and now we can go for the above. If we played the Link 3 of the Finsmith, it would be a bit easier because we would have this on board. So we go for a bow. And we can now discard for a bow. And banish and special summon this. So this will trigger this card, and we will reset this one. So that's a quick fusion. What we should have done, actually, with the sequence is not fuse with this, but fuse with this so we can put it back on the extra deck and keep the other name. So this is a better line because now fusion card is live if you want to summon the fusion. And then you will activate Short Knight for Performet, which will search Chimera Fusion plus Gazelle. Next, you can activate this one. So you're also gonna rip one card from your opponent's hand. And you will activate Performet. You can basically use any of these. I will most likely summon back this. And then you can add back Fusion. And you set. I know this doesn't look like a lot, but next turn we have a bow. So check this out. We can activate Short Knight on the draw phase. To summon a Gazelle. To get us a second Chimera Fusion. I am also thinking maybe if I should play 2 Performet in this deck. So now what we have is Lacrima for Requiem into the trap card. And your opponent also lost one card from Chimera. So basically we have 1, 3 with Caesar, 4 with this one, 5 with a bow. We have a Chimera Fusion and we can summon back this. We can also summon back any name from this, so we can play on our turn with a lot of grind game. We also have Finsmith grind game, and we have the Fusion, a bow card. A bow will draw us basically a lot of cards, and we will put back either the Gazelle or anything, so we can have infinite grind game basically. So yeah, even if you don't put an unbreakable board because our hand was very mid, because we drew 3 normal summons and not good fusion spell card, you can still put up at least 6 interruptions plus infinite follow-up. So this deck is kinda cracked in my opinion. Hello those joining the stream right now. Not in this deck. Zelophonia is not... Actually, you're not even having the space. If I had space, I would just play the second fusion of this archetype. But you don't have any space. Like, what you're gonna not play? You're not gonna play a space so you can play something else? Zelophonia is a mid card. Even with IP on your opponent's turn, it really depends on what your opponent's gonna do. And unless specifically they don't play around this card and they put something, let's say, in the middle, yeah, there are a lot of ways to add this card with battle because it has such a low attack. I know that it gets stronger with the monster that it points to, but if you have 2 monsters, basically you just summon the strongest monster not in an arrow, and yeah, you're just winning like this. Can any of you play? By the way, I want someone to test. I want someone to play for the stream, basically. You can look at this. What the fuck? Why is there a Suravis in this endboard? Yeah, bro, voiceless Mitsurugi best deck, trust. Let's play some Draco Tail. Okay, give me a second because a giant hornet just flew into the house. So just give me 1 second. Okay, back. Thoughts on Millennium Crystron and Crystron in general? Honestly, Millennium Engine is pretty good in general. I'm surprised that many people didn't already figured it out because it was really popular in Master Duel, and putting a zombie vampire is always gonna be an extender, especially in a graveyard deck. I mean, you were playing zombie vampire in Fire King, which is not even that great. Milling cards in the Fire King, but milling cards in Crescent is kinda insane. And Crystron in general is gonna be even stronger as the time goes by because of Kanen cards. Kanen Crystron is actually a pretty cracked deck. I see not. Because of this card, basically, this card summons another level 5 for free and it searches a Kanen. So you get a lot of advantage and you're not getting locked into machines. Actually, I did play against one K9 recently, one K9 Crystron. So I could also show you that deck. But yeah, Millennium is good. It's pretty good in general. So yeah, let's observe this a bit. I'm just doing Finsmith combo and then I can Nightmare Apprentice pitch Master Tau. I was testing Master Tau because a lot of the new cards are illusions. So I'm just trying to see what it works. Here I didn't have a good extra deck, by the way. So I'm just seeing that he has inclusion, so I understand this is a Crystron deck. And even with Droplet and Callback, he still has to play through a lot of interruptions. So Berfomet, adding Gazelle. Unfortunately, I had to go for the second Berfomet so the trap card could be live. So I activate a Bawa. He doesn't droplet the bow for some reason. I guess he wants to droplet Berfomet. If I had a second card in hand, I could easily go for Guardian Chimera, which I don't right now. Counter trap on this, fusion into this, and that's game. But look what endboard he's gonna make right now with both of the engines. Keep in mind that he's not locked into anything due to the canine synergy. So basically he has Book of Moon, a Graveyard Door, a Hunt negate, an Omni negate, a pop into Exceeds into a monster that looks at the Hunt and banishes a card, plus Droll and Lockbird, right? So this endboard is kinda crazy, and he also has 3 Staros into a Spell Trap negate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interruptions. Plus follow-up, plus the Izuna and Lupus combo, which is 1 more interruption, so 8 interruptions, plus follow-up. And I will see what I can do and break this with just engine. So the Droll actually kinda kills me here, because I could extend a lot through Droll. So I'm trying to bait as much stuff as I can. I baited 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions. So he also goes for a Monster Negate as well. I go for a Light Dark Chaos Angel. To be fair, I could leave the Chaos Angel on field, probably, and play the long game. But he could basically attack a monster, set this card in the battle phase, and this card can just activate it again and pop my card, because it's not unaffected by spells. Okay, here probably I played it horribly, but it was my first game on the deck and I wanted to limit test. But I think you saw that I broke his whole field, right? I broke 8 interruptions worth of field through a Droll and Lockbird. But obviously I don't have enough follow-up to put an endboard as well. But yeah, he still put 8 interruptions. So I think you see the potential of both decks in this game. I mean, obviously I lose, so there's no point arguing. Here I can just show you what this deck can do with just this card. So I steal his monster into full Finsmith, obviously. I can fusion summon quickly, because if he goes for Lupus into Nash Knight, he can steal without targeting. So this is going to be pretty bad. I don't think he plays actually Nash Knight, but I couldn't risk it. And I can just activate talents and steal his monster. So now I have hand trap protection, full Finsmith combo plus Lancia plus Chimera fusion, so that game is over, obviously. I'm just freestyling a bit. What I should have done is use this with an illusion and go for the fusion. But I was unfamiliar with the deck at first, so I was just freestyling a bit. So I will just basically end up on SP, Caesar plus follow plus Lancia, which is pretty boring to see, but yeah. So I also have the trap card, and I will just activate the trap card here, so I will not be under Lancia. And yeah, activate Lancia and he loses. But yeah, probably if I knew the deck a bit better, I could probably make a very good endboard. But my list was also kinda bad. I was just testing a lot of stuff. So yeah, any more questions about this deck or any other deck that you want to try post Justice Hunters or even for the WCQ season? By the way, I have a story time. It happened recently. I was playing Justice Hunters tournament with Dragon made Dragon Tail because I think that's the best deck. And I reached the finals. But the organizer was someone that I personally have beef with because I don't like the guy at all and he doesn't like me because I beat him so many times. So he was trying really hard to make me lose. Um, for example, he could give my opponents more time extension than others. Um, and yeah, so basically I was playing the finals. Um, and because I didn't put Watchers on, because in the semifinals he joined and I believe that he was coaching the opponents, um, I didn't put Watchers on, and because I didn't put Watchers, he decided to disqualify me. That's a dumb reason. That's a stupid reason. But yeah, basically I was playing against possibly the worst Malice player I have ever seen. In the finals because his teammate was just activating Paradise Master every game and winning. He gave me like 4 draws off of Purulia, so I was winning without deserving it. But yeah, we reached the finals, and this sequence is happening right now. So um, he says Wosters shouldn't be off. This is a private tournament. And by the way, when I was playing Toast and Son Killian, they both had Wosters off, but he had no issue with that. But when I put Wosters off, so the Wosters will not interact with the opponent, that's a disqualification reason, I guess. So I say he can get the replay later. If he wants to coach you, he can do on voice call. I don't care. And he says, yeah, basically. And yeah. Okay, nobody wants to see Malice combo. Okay, right? But I just want to show you the chat that's happening. Similar to Fincaris, by the way. Here I'm explaining how Similar to Fin works. Obviously, I win this game. And then we go to the final game. And he goes first. So I'm already a step behind. He has full combo, Thrust, Magnum, Imperm. I have no hand traps. So basically full combo plus 2 hand traps plus a potential threat if I hand trap him. Thank god I didn't have hand traps because I couldn't play through barrier against Foolish Malice Endboard. This is the finals, by the way, right? And basically I win. Spoiler alert, I win through the full endboard with only engine. But the organizer didn't like me, so he disqualified me. For no reason, I didn't break any rules. And I also have screenshot of conversations happening in the server. But yeah, this is the hard truth. Unfortunately, the price was $100, which is not anything really important, but yeah, at least we can enjoy this amazing gameplay against possibly the worst Malice player ever. And he has Imperm as well. So 3 hand traps and full Malice combo, and I only have engine. That Lorpar, by the way, is is so good here because I can go for a Dragon Maid combo. Could not account for Parallel Dragon. Nice DB. Nice game. Basically, what's happening is that I normal Lucius, and Lucius will search a pan, which is a Master Pop, activate Fusion, bring an Omnigate, pop his Master Attack for game. So that is what happened. And yeah, I won the finals and... Oops. Yeah, unlucky. There's no way that there's no one online right now. No. Fuck. Let's put a poll. I guess we resort to Edison until someone joins. Holy fuck, we found the game. Yeah, of course. And then I put 3 Solemn Judgment. Oh, he's based. Okay, I wonder which list he's on. I hope he's not on any stupid garbage like Finsmith or K9. I hope he plays good the lists. Urgula, yeah. I guess he has a spellcaster in the hand. Ghost Bell. Wow. So that tells me he has bricked, right? So I guess he has to go for the spell that searches. And if he searches Lucius, which I think that's what he is gonna do, I will just droll him and win. The one hand that loses to droll. He has back Bell. Oh, you greedy bastard. Oh, you greedy boy. You greedy boy. The one hand that loses to droll and you played that horribly. Okay, set 1, he has Bell, Lucius. That is good. Stand by main. This summons from Banished or hand. Banished or graveyard. So if he bans this back... Yeah, I'm fine. Normal summon this. Okay. Today he's gonna learn, chat. He's gonna learn how to play this deck. Rez. So this can either be the trap that bounces, which I don't think he is because he didn't do anything here, or it could be the trap that negates a spell, which is gonna be a bit awkward, but we will find out which is right away. This will summon Chamber, unless he has a hand trap. Yeah, if he activates a hand trap here, I think I will activate Thrust to bait his thing. So I could resolve this one and then go for Fusion. I could also add back Droll, because he has Lucius, but I don't think I should activate Droll. I also think that I have to play around Droll here, because if he activates Droll... Nah, I'm fine if he activates Droll. Perfect. That's also fine, nice. Let's add Hospitality. Res. I could go for an early SP just to see what he has. Yeah, I think SP is probably the way before you get locked. Activate this. Special. He has Bell. Yeah, he has Bell. That is true. I made a significant error. Yep. Okay. Did I though? Did I? That is the question. Yeah, that's... I knew that you had it. Yeah. That's fine. Cool. So now we activate Trust. And... should we play around Droll and add this? If he has Ash Blossom, he probably would Ash the Thrust. So I guess Draco here is probably pretty good. Although Ketu doesn't lock me into anything. Let's play it safe. Okay. He doesn't have Droll. Active Draco. He also doesn't have Ash Blossom. Damn, dude. Orgula, Mule for Altherian. Alth 1, Mule 2, Orgula 3. Alth target. I guess Dragon Maid. Dragon Maid is good for changeover. Yeah. I could also try to go for game, but I shouldn't put this in defense. Magnamut. Well, that is a card. Right. So we're setting K2 and this negate Magna. Yep, understandable. Have a great day. I didn't play bad, but he does know that. Yeah. Well, we drew the same hand twice, but this hand plays through as Blossom better. Lucius, that's fine. I guess he grabs Chimera Fusion, and he does pretty standard line. Orgula, so he has Chimera already. Wow. Alright. So the good thing about this situation here is that yes, he's gonna put like 5 interruptions, but Kolbe deals with 2 of them, unless he has obviously a hand trap. The only bad thing is that the spell negate hurts a lot. So I don't know what should I do first. Either Parlor and try to do Dragon Maid, depending if he wants to bounce it back, or I could also activate Parlor and I guess dump the fusion spell and add it back. Or if he activates anything to destroy my Parlor, I could also dump the trap card and reborn it. So yeah, I think I win this if I play correctly. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, he doesn't know how to play the deck. What he should have done is activate, instead Ketu, activate Ketu to search and then fuse with Rahu, with Femena and another monster, and basically he would have one more interruption. Well, to be honest, he still can do it, but he's not playing around hand traps. And I don't like this. He's using Pan as material. What the actual fuck are you doing? He should have used Mule, add Pan to the hand, so Pan can be a good interruption against my board. Or at least he should activate Mule. He should add Mule with Ketu right now. I hope he does it. Ketu, Horn, yep. So what do I know in hand? Nothing. He had it back for mana. Okay. If we draw this, by the way, we win the game. 100%. I need a way to go for Sacramentum so I can play both of my engines. Otherwise, I might need to normal summon Parlor. No. Nice try, buddy. This is... Let me think. This plays worse into Droll. But... let me think. This is not as bad as it looks, I think. Depending on which one to do. Yeah, let's normal summon this. In fact. Okay. So I'm gonna add this one to have a second fusion spell so I can trigger my mule. Hopefully he doesn't have draw because it loses to draw this hand. Press. He doesn't have it, chat. Okay. So what do we do now? I activate this. Yeah, think about it. If he activates his spell negate here, I will definitely win. If he activates the spell negate right here, I will bait 3 of his interruptions just with this card. Chimera. Thinking. I could also activate Callby, because he's probably gonna go for... let me think. I mean... Does he want to pop my chamber, really? Yeah, that's fine. If you really want to do it. What? What the fuck? What is this? Bro, you have no idea what you're doing, I swear to God. Why is this light, by the way? In defense. So I know in hand he has mule, and he didn't use mule. Really? I hope you guys know what the cards do by now. Target one monster you can control. Monster. You can't use... Oh, he can use it, he can. Okay, yeah. That's fine. What the fuck are you doing? Okay. I'm gonna... set... Ketu. Neg Sacramentum. And now I can bring my own negate, if I want to. Before I do anything else. Target chamber. I'm telling you, I will bait at least 3 interruptions with just one card. Yep, that's the second one. What? I mean... Let me do a bit of Call by the Grave. I mean, do I need to activate Call by? This is the question, though. Yeah, let's activate Call by and banish Cartesia, I guess. Because I want the other effects to resolve on my side. So basically why I'm doing this, right? This works like Lady Labyrinth. So basically I will chain block my effect. So he has to use the third interruption just to negate this and pop mine. So with 2 cards, basically what I'm doing is baiting 4 or 5 interruptions. Yep. I knew you would do that. I knew you would do that. Yep, that's fine. What? Okay. You are so bad at this deck, I swear to God. right? And uh-huh. Uh, let's do a bit of thrusting. Probably I should start with Ketu to play around a potential draw. I mean, but since I am adding triple tactics, that's pretty fine. Res. Hand, and that's game over. And that is GG, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Bell. So here we activate Ketu. And we search. What do we search? This is a good question. I guess we can search Urgula or Pan. Let's search Urgula and do a fusion. No, actually. Let's search Chimera. Chimera is the correct answer. Because now we can fusion. This is pretty tough, to be honest. I can go for an early Omni-Negate, but I know that he doesn't have anything. So maybe if I was going to do that, I should keep his bell into the hand. But I could also go for Sacramentum, but Lady at this point doesn't give me anything. So what do we do here? I can add Pan and start breaking his board, or I can Urgula. Then what? Then that does nothing. So I guess Femena for both. Or Lucius. Lucius is the correct answer. Yeah, Lucius. We found the line, chat. Into the secretary. Effect. This is gonna set the trap card. And we will activate the effect. We will summon Lucius. And we will put back. Actually, do we summon Lucius? I mean, I could also parlor. Yeah, parlor. Parlor effect. Go for tiding. Then what? Then that doesn't do anything. Why is it so difficult? I don't have one more monster. Fucking hell, I don't have one more monster. What am I gonna do now? I mean, I still win, but I don't like the way I'm winning. Let's just do this. And this will summon this one. I will activate the effect. We'll go for another parlor. And we will go battle phase attack. That was so scuffed. What the hell? What the fuck? I'm so mad at myself right now. I cannot do basic combos. What the fuck? Well, that was pretty bad. If he activates Cartesia here, he loses, by the way. Well. Fuga. I mean, it's fine. This and Sacramento for an Omni. That's so annoying. That is Dueling Book, Ronin. It's honestly the most accurate simulator, but it's pretty annoying because it lags all the time. Like, holy fuck with this. He also misplayed, by the way. But I misplayed as well. But I still have a one Omni, I have a Little Knight, and I will activate the effect. Here, activate, and we get back everything basically. Once protected during this time, phase you can target another monster. Ah, yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. So I will just like this doesn't matter. Holy fuck! Why are you being like this? I can just activate the trap card and summon this. Like look, the big difference. Wow, what a big difference that made. Oh my god, yeah. Happy? Are you happy? Waste of time. So he's gonna normal summon Mule. He will activate effect. I will negate. Then I will activate SP on the chain of Chimera. And he's praying. What's that? This is this one. Yeah, good luck. Uh-huh. Now look what he's gonna do. He's gonna chain Fimena, and I will chain SP. And if he doesn't have a second Dragon Tail name in hand, he's just losing. Well, even if he does have a second Dragon Tail, he's still losing. But that's a story for another time. And next turn I can just reborn any fusion if he pops it. And I will draw a card. I also now have a live Rahu, which I didn't have in my previous turn. And I have full Dragon Tail. His monsters don't do anything because he has the trap cards in the graveyard. So even if he does resolve some fusion cards, they will not proceed the game state because he did the mistake of using Pan. So now he doesn't have Pan in the hand. And that will chain SP. Target. I will play also around Ogre. Banish your dragon. Fimena. And now he will say can't resolve. Or actually, if he drew a light monster, he could go for Granguignol if he plays it, but that also doesn't do anything. And it would be really. Ah, man. Yeah, that's fine. So here I will just negate any spell, the spell that he sets. I'm gonna actually he's gonna pop it. Well, that's well played from him, but he also needs one more card in the hand. Yep, that's fine. That's fair. Honestly, well played. Yep. Then what? Yep. By the way, in the tournament I might have cheated with this. I thought this is like a second show that special summons anything. Wow, he's actually using Gramil. Wow. Talking about desperation. Well, without the traps you are a sitting duck, so save your fun. And whatever he pops here, even if he bounces my fusions or whatever, I can just summon Seo on the end phase, special summon anything I want. I also have a fusion card ready, plus the hospitality. Infinite grind game. Did she target? Thank you very much, sir. She added back Lucius. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I know you're bad, but you're not that bad. He's using Mule. What the fuck are you doing? You don't know the deck. He should have used. Well, I guess he misplayed earlier, so yeah, I know. Let's do a bit of self promo, right? +1. Okay, that was pretty fucking boring. I think we should do something else. What do you guys want to do? Like, say suggestions in the chat. Well, he's gonna find himself on the stream. Yeah, I'm hearing suggestions. Well, I'm gonna close the stream right now. Thank you for joining, guys. I will probably stream a bit later as well. So for those watching, thank you. And I will probably take a break and I will stream again in a few hours.